Chapter 23, A Kiss from Grace. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. Lao Tzu. I think that sometimes kindness by its very nature comes when we least expect it. Maybe that's part of its role, to wake us up from our illusion. When I was a teenager, I lived in the suburbs of Toronto, Canada. The population was booming and the roads were typical of any suburban road near a major urban center. Too busy. One day, I was leaving work and needed to make it home in time to grab a quick bite before yoga class that evening. However, I was facing the very real risk of missing the class since a client had kept me back about 15 minutes. And it was rush hour, and my instructor did not accept people who were not punctual. I felt a lot of stress about making life decisions at the time and felt that I needed that class to relax. Despite telling myself to calm down, there was a growing sense of urgency inside of me to get home. When I finally made it out the door and to my car, I pulled out of my office parking lot and onto Fisherman Drive. This is a deceptive name, as nothing about the street is reminiscent of a small fishing village unless you were to take into account its size. Instead, it is a narrow access point to a commercial and light industrial business park. Unfortunately, for those in a hurry, this small street can take up to 5 minutes until the green points in our direction. It is safe to say that I was not feeling patient that day as I looked at the clock multiple times per minute, waiting for the light to turn. Thump, 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 thump. I could hear my heart. My mind was analytical and time pressed far from the state of peace I was rushing toward. Thump, 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 thump. Then it happened. The light turned the most glorious shade of green, as bright as a glowing beacon of hope shining from above. A feeling of joy arose as I thought, maybe I can make it in time. Thump, 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 thump. But nothing happened. That is to say, the car in front of me did not budge 1 inch. My joy quickly turned. My ill temperament started to gain momentum when the couple in front of me blatantly ignored the extremely small window of opportunity and started to kiss. Tum, 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 tum. Now, as upset as I was for my completely selfish reasons, I still thought it was sweet. Tum, tum, tum. Then another thing happened. Someone ran the red light at a breakneck speed. Tum, tum, tum. The people in the car held a loving gaze. Tum, tum, tum. The people in front of me casually moved into the intersection, seemingly unaware of the near miss. Tum, tum, tum. I watched without moving. Tum, tum, tum. Hook, hook, hook. The person behind me, perhaps also unaware, was impatient, just as I had been only a few heartbeats before. Tum, 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 tum. I took a deep breath and moved into the intersection, thanking the beauty that caused those whose souls to choose That moment took is letting their bubble of love shelter who knows how many people from a potentially fatal accident. For all I know, this was a secret only I was let in on, even though this was almost 20 years ago. The lesson to trust the benevolence of timing has stuck with me. Today, if I miss a train or cannot find my keys, or if for some unknown reason my phone will not turn on before an important meeting, I remember to take a deep breath and listen to my beating heart. If I can turn up the volume on my inner wisdom, it is sure to remind me that whatever I think is so important to rush for those not really matter. After all, who knows why it is perfect for me to arrive when I arrive? By Andrea Nee McCurdy.